Oh, whoops. What's up, guys? What's going on? Happy Fridays, yo! Pretty crazy day today. Was checking out some Facebook stuff. Let's see. We got some earnings from this morning. We had American Express, Seagates. If you guys were here last night, I told you guys what I was trying to do on Seagates and the sentiment on that. Let's check out the market bubble for today. Hey, what's up, Hungry? What's going on, everybody? Wait, did I kick off anybody? I don't know if the stream was on before or not. But let's check out. Oh my gosh, Jesus, Intel. Wow, Intel got raped. So let me see. Intel had earnings last night and down 12% for today, man. Holy smokes. So it's crazy. Intel always continues to drop after earnings. I don't know how they manage to like flop so hard on every earnings. Last earnings, huge drop. The earnings before that, huge drop. The earnings before that as well, humongous drop. Same thing here, drop. Also here as well, another drop. So the last 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 drops in a row, man. Holy smokes. I've never seen a stock like drop back to back 7 times in a row. Like, that's so crazy, man. That's got to be a record. I don't even know anymore. Oh shit. Happy Friday, guys. So, but I actually like Intel here a little bit. It just came down to the bottom of the band, so this might be a pretty good area to start a long-term position. I might look into their earnings report a little bit further to see like what's the situation with that and things and whatnot. So let me put Intel here. If there's any other stocks that you guys want us to take a look at, you know, in terms of earnings reports or just charting, type it out, let me know, and you have access to the spreadsheet, and I'll you know, look further into it. We also started a new account challenge today because I was just sitting here thinking about it, and I was talking to some people. Oh yeah, Intel CEO stepped down like 2 quarters ago. I remember watching that, which that was actually very, very bullish in my opinion, because the Intel CEO, right? The last guy, Bob, he was actually a CFO. So he's been with the company for a long, long time. And I said this multiple times on the stream that that guy, I didn't like him because he was a chief financial officer. And as a CFO, your main goal and your duty is to like reduce as much expense as possible. So when they promoted the CFO to CEO, they promoted a guy that is an expert penny pitcher. You know, he's like, his main skill set is to penny pinch. So obviously, when somebody does that, when the company, you know, starts to penny pinch everything, they're not gonna grow. You know, they're gonna sustain, and they're gonna, you know, like they're not gonna like fight off competition. They're not gonna spend money to grow because they think they're at the peak already, you know. So when you're at the top, bro, there's only one direction, man. When you're at the top, you can only go down, man. But when you're when you're like AMD and you started from the rock bottom, you know, you can only go up. So that's why AMD's been doing so well where Intel's been flopping off. But you know what? I like some of the changes Intel's doing. Like at the end of the day, AMD still hasn't made their own like factory yet, and Intel is in the process of that, you know. So that's gonna be some big things. What's up, Kip? What's going on? I mean, Lisa Sue Bay. Have you guys seen Sue Bay? Yo, they should actually like glitch the search engine so that when you look up Sue Bay, right, you should see this. You should look up. It should come out. It should come out as Susie Bay, and then they'd be like, "Oh, is this the AMD CEO? Dang, cute." Let's see. Let's look at what's going on in the market today. What's up, High Style? What's going on? Yeah, PHUN was crazy today, man. I actually played it a little bit this morning. I remember looking at PHUN's PHUN, and it was sitting at 85 million volume in the morning, and then next thing you know, right, it hit like 100 mil. I was like, holy smokes, man. Like 15 million volume came in like less than a few minutes. That was it, man. I was in. And and it was a nice little ride, man. But who knew? Who knew it was gonna ride that much, right? So let's look at what the market outlooks like. Facebook dropped 6% today, almost. Big drop. STX had a really nice earnings today, almost hit $90. So if you guys were here, like, if you guys were here last night, I was like, I was telling you, I was like, I hope I get lucky on STX because I was a little bullish on it. Started a lotto, and that kind of pay off a little bit because, like, between STX and PHUN, my portfolio actually ended up green, but it was like overall pretty ugly, man. American Express also had a pretty good earnings today, so it's up a little bit, 5% after hours. I mean, like pre-market to like all day today. eBay is also up 6.2%. Nice move there. Moderna continued to flop around. And what else? Anything else interesting? Honeywell had a good earning but came down. All right, let's check into the earnings reports. Hold up. Kip says, I got some December intel today. Very nice. Good luck, Kip. I've been in since July at $1.12. Diamond hands. Damn, for real? Congratulations, man. Did you take any profit today, though? That's the real question. Yeah, Snap went downhill pretty hard today. All right, let's look through some of the earnings from today, this morning. See what's going on. What's up, Young Bo? So Honeywell International earnings per share this morning was $2.02. Beat estimate of $1.99. Sales is 8.47 billion as opposed to 8.65. They cut the full year 21 sales guidance, and they raised the lower end of the earnings per share guidance. So they missed sales, man, and they cut the guidance. That's kind of ugly. They're expecting to make less money. Earnings per share went up, so they're expecting to make less money, but they think their margins are still going to be pretty okay. I can understand that because Honeywell, like, they sell a lot of products, and the supply chain issue is huge problem right now. So a lot of the equipments aren't probably getting to the customers on time and things like that. Wow, yo, congratulations, man. Go enjoy yourself this weekend. If you got a girl, take care of your girl, man. Treat yourself. You bought PHU in at $6? What do you mean? How'd you get screwed, bro? $6. I got in at $6 this morning as well. It's at $8 right now. 734. It went as high as 24, yo. How could you get screwed? What's up, Ravi? What's going on from the YouTube side? You want to check out Nugget and UGT, Gold Miner ETF X2 or X3, I think. Always take profit, brother. Always. Nobody ever get hurt from taking profit. Oof. Yo, you didn't sell when it went up. The key to halt is that you gotta sell like at the bottom, man, or you just gotta be ready to slam market order. Or hell, just set a sell at market order. Oh, so this brand makes like, oh wow, this brand makes Supreme and Dickies and North Face. So VFC also reported earnings as well. Earnings per share is $1.11 as opposed to $1.15. Sales is 3.2 billion as opposed to 3.5. That's a huge miss. But they reaffirmed the guidance. It's still a 22% increase in sales compared to last year, and earnings per share is 65% increase. So last year, company was trading around $70 to $65. Came down a little bit today, dropped from 74 to 68. I mean, they still did better than last year's. I think it's overall not bad. Pretty interesting. Let me see if they have guidance today. Oh, they said they're getting wrecked by supply chains. That makes sense. I mean, clothing company and stuff, they make like North Face, Vans, Dickies, Supremes, and all the designs produce and distributes. So if they're not able to get the product to the consumers, and like supply chain issues increasing the cost by like 9x, of course they're gonna get hurt. Yeah, congratulations, man, for those of you guys that made money on PHUN and DWAC. I kind of want to get back into DWAC again, but I think I'm gonna try to wait for like crazy levels. Like, it might even sound too crazy for you guys, man. Like, if I tell you the levels I'm waiting for, you guys might be like, this guy nuts. Wow, jeez. What's up, RB Nickel? So I would say, like, initially, if you asked me last night what level I would wait to buy the dip, I would have probably told you like somewhere around the 20s. Right now, I see a little bit support here, but you know, I'm drawing support in the 1 minute time frame, right? So 1 minute time frame supports are pretty garbage. But I think if we do come back that hard, there are gonna be people crazy enough to like buy the dip, because like right now it's at like 86 or lower after hours, right? If it starts like this humongous drop there, it's gonna bounce. It's gonna dead cat bounce. Just like if you drop like, even like if you drop like a ball or anything like from like an X amount of height, it's gonna bounce a little bit. So I think if we hit the 40s, I could probably get in for a scalp to like maybe 48. Probably somewhere between 45 to 40 scalp. I don't see why not actually. I've seen it done before. So like that stock ran so crazy, right? The only good thing that we can really compare it to is to like Nikola or like Lucid. So last time Lucid had such a big run like that, had a multi-day run, 3-4 day run, went to as high as like $68, and then when it dropped, when it came down to that $30 level, had a dead cat bounce. So you can see that huge dead cat bounce right there. Let me show you. For some of you that are like kind of new and like not used to like this crazy shit happening. So look at this super drop, right? Humongous drop. So if you had like the levels drawn on the chart here like this, right? Found some mini support levels there. Could even, and it dropped from 30.88 to freaking 43, right? That's a $13 move, yo. So that's a good scalp there. It's safe. There's no like degen-ness involved. I mean, there's a little degen, but it's a calculated move. It's gonna bounce a little bit. You get in and out, no hope. No hope to like $100. You're betting on other people coming in with a hope. So typically when something like when things run like big like that, it typically comes back down pretty hard and that cat bounce a little bit. Well, you usually want to look for previous support, like previous areas that are, previous support resistance. In terms of like, how do you know where? So like Nikola, I mean, we're looking at SAVA a little bit. So you could kind of say like, it's a little bit harder. Let me pull on the 10 minutes. So the big run was all the way over here from was like 80 to 100 and something, right? Well, this stock is traded a lot longer, so you can also look at it from like the bands and stuff as well. So where was this run? In late July or something like that, right? So ran to 150s. You could kind of draw the support a little bit from here to that range there. If you bought around here and sold around here, you could have made a little bit of money, even though it dropped a little bit further though. But almost every time something drops super hard, it's gonna bounce a little bit. It's only natural. Once you trade enough, you'll kind of like get used to that momentum. But you have to make sure it's dropped a lot. Like you don't want to get in on like the first part of the drop and just being like, oh, just because it dropped, it's gonna bounce, right? You want to like make a calculated move. So you want to establish these lines earlier on before it happens. So like even like nickel a little bit, you can see like there's a 1 point of resistance here, another point of resistance there, right? And then you can kind of like try to calculate it based on that move, even though it dropped a little bit further. And then same thing over here. If you extend this further, I'm pretty sure if I extend that further, that's probably gonna hit. Let me see. Yeah, so that kind of hit a few times over here and stuff. Not perfect, but it's a degen shit. Let's go back to look at the earnings. Let's check out some of the other earnings that happened this morning. American Express Q3 earnings per share $3. I mean $2.27. Beat estimate of $1.80. Sales is 10.93 billion as opposed to 10.52. 74% increase in earnings per share compared to last year, and almost 25% increase in sales compared to last year. Let's see how the stock has been performing in a 1-year chart. So last year, company was traded around $102, even as low as $90 in October month of last year. So if you recalculated simple math from $100 to 187, that's like an 87% increase compared to last year. Pretty strong move there. It has increased more than both sales and like earnings per share. So that's pretty interesting there. Let's check out the highs from before. Compared to 2020 levels, stock was trading at 137. 137 times 1.25 puts it around 171. So stock price is trading a little bit higher. Cliff also reported earnings today. Fiat World says that the DWAC warrants trades to super discount. Let me see. What do you mean by that? Let's check out the warrants. What do you mean by super discount? Oh, what the hell? Stock is trading at 85, closed at 94. The warrants are only at 28. Why is it so cheap? Sus. Let me see. So they said that the warrants aren't exercisable right now since it's so new. So since you can't call your broker and exercise the warrant at the moment, because usually like even if warrants cost anywhere from 1050 to 1250, right? At a premium, like warrants like calls in a way, right? Since you can't exercise them, you can't play the discrepancy in between them right now. So because of that, I guess like long-term speculation is that the stock is gonna go down. So right now the warrant is trading at a value of like, let's say like simple math, right? 28 plus 12, that's like 40, right? So even at simple math is trading around $40. Stock is trading at 85 after hours, 94, at close. So it's trading at almost like 50 something dollar discount. So I mean, yeah, you're right. It is trading at a significant discount, but it could also be because people are speculating that the real, like it could potentially drop to like $40 by Monday. So that's a possibility as well. But yeah, so even if you even if you take like this price plus 12, you get the exact price. But since you can't play that discrepancy, I don't think it's just because people don't know. It's also like at a calculated risk as well. I think it's a combination. It's just because usually usually you can exercise them and usually you can short them, right? So you could like play this discrepancy, but like, you can arbitrage it. But right now you can't short it because the stock has traded so much that I'm almost pretty sure that anybody that tells you they're trying to short this stock is just like straight up lying. It'd be like, because like, look, the WAC, if you just look at the stock and the volume, they literally like, there's so much volume, there's so much share being traded that I'm pretty sure that even the exchanges don't have enough shares, man. Like, this is like even worse than GameStop. That's the crazy part. This is even worse than GameStop, you know? Let me see. Where is the Oh, no, there's no data here. So it doesn't tell you how many shares are available right now, but I can't even find the average value, man. So like, let's say if like average volume is only like 15 million shares and 127 million shares, like, or even like if average share they have on the float is like 30 million or something, or less than that, who knows, right? We don't really know yet, but let's assume it's somewhere in that range. And it got traded like 127 million today. Let's say even like, one third of those people are holding, right? If one third of those people are holding and they move their shares to a place where the exchange can't borrow it or lend it, then the exchanges aren't gonna have enough shares left. If they don't have enough shares left, I don't know what they're gonna do, man. But this is essentially like a short squeeze on. This could essentially be a short squeeze on the exchanges as well at this point. You know what I mean? Like, this is like on the whole next level. I mean, but at the same time, DWAC can come out. Exchanges could be like, "Yo, help us out," and DWAC can come out and just be like, they could be like, yeah, we're gonna issue some new shares, back you guys out, But you know what, Fiat World, I think that's a good idea to, if you wanna like lotto some position, you wanna throw like, what's the warrants at $30, right? Say you throw $1,000 at that, you can pick up like 30 shares. It doesn't hurt. I have shorted, actually shorting special acquisitions on run-ups stocks are actually a pretty common strategy that a lot of people have been doing. I was even attempting to, 1,000 warrants, my man, crazy. Yo, but yo, you know what I always say, bro? Fortune rewards like the bow or something like that. Damn, I forgot. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but you know what I usually say. But shorting specs is actually a common strategy. I was actually trying to short it yesterday at like $25, and I literally couldn't find shares. I went on E-Trade, and E-Trade is like, "Yo, this position is illegal. You can't even do it. Like, it's not possible." Like, usually they'll tell me it's hard to borrow. They'll tell me like a crazy amount of fees to short it, but they literally told me it was impossible. And then I hit up TD, and they said nah, right? I checked Weibo, couldn't do it. I checked everywhere, couldn't do it. So that's when I realized, like, oh shit, man, if I can't even do it, I shouldn't even touch it. But yeah, I'm glad it wasn't available, man. I'm glad it wasn't available because I would have gotten wrecked, right? I would have just diamond handed, how I am. I would have just I would have diamond handed. I would have probably had to run to the bank this morning with like tons of money just to like make sure I don't get, margin call. And I would have diamond hand that position until it eventually came down. I mean, no, they do borrow shares on spec. I think they just didn't have it for this spec. because I have short other specs before, or at least through options, but they also don't have options too. Alright, let's look at the next earnings, man. Let's look at some other earnings, and then we'll look at some charts. We'll discuss some theories and some other stuff. Should I get in DGen play with let me see. How much warrants are you getting, Fiat World? How DGen are you going? You just bought 500? Damn, man. Even I'm not that degenerate, man. Nice, nice. Yeah, Kip was talking about this a little bit earlier as well. Good luck, Fiat World, man. I hope it works out for you, actually. It's a reasonable strategy. I'm just like, it's just too dangerous for me. Maybe a Monday morning pre-market, if it's still around this price point, or if it comes a little bit like in that range, I'd do it with you, man. But right now, a little too crazy, bro. Cliff earnings per share is 2,033 cents as opposed to 226. Sales of 5.87 billion as opposed to 5.64. 5,000% increase compared to last year. 256% increase in sales compared to last year. Great earnings, man. $21 to 23. Carry the whole like sector. Let's see, the stock compared to last year was around $7. It's gone up like $7 to $8. It's about like 300% increase, so pretty close to like this 256% increase in sales there. So like, let's say like last year stock was trading at like $9.9, you know, times 256. Yo, pretty close, pretty close. Reasonably fair at that price point. Yeah, man, same here, Kip. Like, I picked up warrants in 50 cents a dollar something range, but 20 something dollars, man, $29, too rich for my blood, brother. Like, it makes sense. Like, I mean, I like his concept. He has a good idea and everything. So it makes sense. It's just like too risky, man. Simply Good Foods. Earnings per share. Yo, maybe, you know what? Maybe I should do a paper tray, man. Like our boy. Let me set up this paper tray. And then maybe Monday I'll be able to show this paper tray to one of our other guys. Oh, how do I set up this paper tray? What do you think, Hawaiian beef? Damn, I haven't set up this. I haven't played with it in such a long time. I don't even remember anymore. So clean, right? Yo, how much should I get? I have 97,000. Let me all in. Yeah. Oh no. Rejected it. Didn't even let that paper trade go through, bro. Since I can't do it after our session, I gotta do that paper trade pre-market. I mean, like during the time frame. Just kidding around, man. Just messing around. Oh my god, there's so many shares being bought. Even the paper shares are gone. Even the paper shares are gone. I can't even open a paper position. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah, if you guys ever want to check out paper trading on TradingView, it's on the bottom here. I think you got to enable it in the settings to show the buy and sell button. And then once you do that, you can use it for your strategies and stuff like that too. It's pretty cool. Like you can set like an alert, right? And then you can have it like, set up to buy in certain areas and stuff. Or if you develop an algo, you can do it. Let's check out some of the other earnings. Is there anything else from this morning? Oh, Beyond Meat had a pretty ugly guidance. They said that they're cutting their Q3 net sales guidance from 120 to 140 mil to 100 and 130. So still pretty in line, but very wide gap now. And then what was they saying? They warned that demand was impacted by broader ongoing macro and microeconomic factor, including, among others, the effect of Delta variant. Further experienced challenge in operation that led to unfulfilled orders, with severe weather as a key driver, resulting in the loss of potable water for 2 weeks in one facility. Oh snap! So the sales decrease could be potentially from not manufacturing enough, and not from not selling, but not making enough. So that's still pretty good, but bad at the same time for them. Let's go into Intel, because I said I was going to check that out. I want to look into that report, see what's going on with them. Because they had a big drop, and Intel usually has a pretty nice presentation. So, Intel Investor Relations. Ooh, they have an earning. They have an infograph. I love these. These are sexy, man. They take the time to make it. I gotta check it out. So, Intel, third quarter, 2021, Q3 shows an even greater spotlight on the global demand for semiconductors, where Intel has the unique breadth and scale to lead. Our focus on execution continues as we start delivering our IDM 2.0 commitments. We broke ground on new fabs, share our accelerated path to regain process performance, leadership, and unveil our most dramatic architectural innovation in a decade. We also announced major customer wins across every part of our business. We're still in the early stage of our journey, but I see the enormous opportunity ahead, and I couldn't be prouder of the progress we're making to our opportunity. CEO says. So with that being said, earnings per share is up 59% year over year. Revenue is up 1% year over year. The full year outlook 1%. Capital spending, 18 to 19 billion. Apparently they're doing pretty good in Internet of Things. They're like, up 54% there, but that's also a pretty small group too of their portfolio. Their big portfolio is in client computing groups and data center groups, which is only up 10% and 2%, I think. So here are some highlights. Selected by U.S. government to provide foundry service for ramp C program. So that's good. U.S. is gonna pay them some money, make the facility and stuff. Share process roadmap for delivering 5 knots in 4 years. Oh, that's a pretty small infographic this time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. World-class foundry. This is their foundry. Pretty cool, in Arizona. Yeah, I don't know what any of these things mean. Their growth is still very slow though. Like compared to last year, their growth is like very, very weak. Because AMD had like 100% growth. Oh, wow. The Q4 outlook is garbage, down 39% year over year. So they think Q4, they're only going to make 90 cents EPS, earnings per share. Revenue expecting to be down 3%. I can see why the stock sold off a lot. And then like full year, compared to last year, they think they're only going to increase revenue by 1% and earnings per share by 4% year over year for the full year 21. So let's take a look at the stock again, right? Let's look at the 1 year benchmark. Last year, company was trading on $48, between 44 to 48. So, I think if it could come into that 44 to 48 range, that's a buy the dip, because obviously they did better slightly this year than last year. And they have so much things coming up in the future, right? So we're looking further into the future, but obviously like 2021 performance was not a great performance for them. So I think there's definitely like some value there. You know what I mean? But it's a long-term investment. It's not like, yo, let's get some calls for next week to make money. Nah, this is like buying the 401k if it comes to that few dollar range that I was talking about. Like if it comes to like this 43-ish to like $47 price range, buy the dip, add some shares in the 401k and don't worry about it that much. But I know there's a lot of AMD fanboys out there that's just gonna be like trash, and then they're gonna stomp on us. But no, like I'm talking about like valuations and fundamental size of it though. It's nothing to get excited about, but it's a safe investment. Yes, sir. It's a good area. Oh, actually, I have a trend line drawn here. It's actually about to touch the trend line, or it actually did touch the trend line. $49. So I guess essentially you can kind of start a mini position. It's a good price range there. and then obviously the bottom is 43, right? So you can kind of start position anywhere from here to there, but with such strong selling pressure today, I think we're gonna have more opportunity. I think like that pressure is gonna continue for at least another day or two, before it lifts off or anything. Like previously, when it sold off, it actually continued to sell off even harder. So I think even getting in today is a little bit too early. Might even wait for Monday, Tuesday. Um, hell, might even wait for that dividend day, man. Who knows? But it's not bad to add some position. I always add position until like every time it comes to this low range. All right, let's check out Nugget. Producing chips is key infrastructure, whether most realize that or not. 100%. I invested a lot into Google and it's just green all the way. Nice! So happy 42. Congratulations. It's a solid company. Let's check out Nugget. Nugget is a gold miner bull ETF 2x. If gold is doing really good, Nugget does really good. Really hard to chart it because it has natural decay. But I would say we have a little resistance coming up. Gold actually had a pretty strong move today, up 0.6%, 10-point move. 10-point move on the future side is a pretty strong move for gold because naturally it doesn't move that much. What is that? What is the resistance? 61. $61. So good luck on that. Let me check out gold futures for you real quick as well. Oh, gold futures actually already hitting the resistance. So in case you want to see that, our guy from the YouTube side, I'm gonna paste that to him. So that's why I like to check the gold futures, because Nugget has a natural decay, so gold future shows up a little bit differently. And then for you guys that need access to the spreadsheet, here it is. Yeah, even one would say you could even start a wheel strategy at that price point. A. All right, so we also started. I also started Xtrade 2K's challenge today, as well for some of you that weren't around the channels. So the goal here is to like lotto a lot of these earnings plays that I could make an educated guess on. So if you guys, for some of you guys that have been here since like a while ago and been showing up, I've been making some guesses on a lot of the earnings and stuff. And like starting off, we started to guess. We started, like guessing from the first trade. I think was TSM, right? We started the guess from TSM side, and that was pretty good. That played out well for us because TSM had dropped so much, and we like started there, so that worked out pretty well. And so far it's been working well between TSM, Netflix, Goldman Sachs, J&J, STX, and CMG. And some of you guys, I talked to you guys personally. a few of you guys personally on some of these earnings plays, and we've been having pretty good success. So that's why I kind of like rolled out this strategy, and like have more people check it out, and hopefully help you guys make some money in this trade, because that's like what a lot of my trades are mostly like. These are like times where I make the most money, usually on earning seasons, and when we have like these big earnings plays, that's where a lot of the opportunities are. And a lot of the stuff, like if you like just understand like the economic and fundamental side of things, you can usually get that pretty good edge. But I tried to combine it between the fundamentals and from the chart side. So today we started Spotify and Facebook, and on Spotify, let me see if I can get into why I started that position and where I think it was going. So on Spotify, we have earnings coming up on October 27th, right? And that's next Wednesday. I started that position a little bit early. I'm looking for that $240 range over here. So let me pull that up. But I actually bought the puts for 245. The cost was up between 100 to 105 toward the end of the day. It's pretty cheap. So all we have to do is get like, within these ranges. So like for example, the front month expiration is on October 29th. So we're selling a put. We're selling that front month at 245 put, right? And we're buying the put for 11 November 5th on the later month. So as we're selling that front month and buying the later month, all we need to do is for it to not go up, or just like not even go past 265. So we have two things in our favor. The first thing is the premium, which is IV. For IV to drop, if the IV drops on the front month, because the front month costs $5.40, right? The front month costs that much. The back month costs $6.45. If this front month completely dropped and they moved a little bit toward our direction IV, and since the expiration is closer, the data burn is going to be stronger in that too. So that's why we'll make money regardless, based on the fact that as long as just like stays in this current area or just moves closer our direction. So if it goes to like 245, let's say by Wednesday, right? Let's say even before ER, let's say it goes there by that time frame, we'll make $200 in addition to the $105 we put in. So that would net us $300. So essentially, even at that point, we would already make 2 to 1 in terms of risk and rewards. So if you think about it like that, like it's almost a no-brainer. You're winning. The only way where it's gonna go against you is like it freaking blows up and goes to like 270s, right? But even at the point right now, it hit the top of the Bollinger Band. So I'm betting that even before ER, there's a good chance that if market drops, it could go to that range. And if it goes to that range, I wouldn't even wait for ER. I would just take profit right there. Even though it's an ER play, I wouldn't even wait for it, because if it gets there, if it gets to 245, and I'm up $200 on the $100 play. So if my $100 play is up $200, that means that play is now worth $300. If I start to play 100 and it's worth 300, you best bet I'm taking profit on that. You know what I mean? So it's a pretty reasonable play there. And the last few times it's hit the top of the range, it's worked as well. You got in on Twitter and eBay? Nice. When does the eBay earnings? I know we talked about Twitter next week. I kind of wanted to get into Twitter, but that's on Tuesday, so I'll probably start that position on Monday. I think it's Tuesday after hours too, so I might even wait to see how Facebook play out before we really get into Twitter, since they're like both pretty like in the same sector of social media. As far as Facebook, originally I was a little bit bearish on Facebook. because let me show you why. So originally, I was a little bit bearish on Facebook because Snapchat's earning was pretty ugly. With the whole Apple privacy change, it made such a big effect on Facebook that, it made such a big effect on Snapchat that Snapchat already dropped. And Facebook already dropped a huge move too. So at the same time, you can say like, oh, that move is already priced in, right? And the bullish case here on Facebook is that we got a trend line drawn here. The middle of the line over here is also the 200, moving average, right? And the 200 moving average is, possibly one of the strongest moving averages or most reliable moving averages because most stock find value there and it bounces. So that's why instead of just shorting, I started two positions. I started the bullish position and the bearish position. So the bullish position is to November 5th, and that is gonna go to, so I'm selling the November 5th, buying the November 12th, right? And pretty much if it gets anywhere in that range after earnings. So let's say they have a great earnings on Monday after hours, right? Stock was trading at 322. They have great earnings. Stock shoots up to 340s, right? Shoots up to 340s. We'll be up a little bit money. We won't be up that much. We'll be up like $50. But if it shoots up that much, all we got to do is now sit on the position and hope it stays in that range. If it stays in that range, that 340 range, right? By Friday, we would be green by $129. If it continued to stay green, right? Even if it continued to stay above 330, by November 5th, we'll be up $250 on the $85 play. Since we did a double play, we would be up $250 on a whole $185 play. Yo, what's up, Ian? How you doing? So at the end of the day, it's like we're gonna win almost regardless in a way. The only way we won't win in this direction is that if Facebook never recovers. So the other one is betting on the drop. But I looked at it and I was like a little confused, man. I was like, damn, it looks like it could pay out both ways because if let's say it drops on earnings, right? If it drops on earnings, it's easily gonna hit 298. If it hits like 298, we would pull in the 100% right here. By Tuesday, we pulled $187. So then if we pulled 187, we can easily close that position for 100% plus gains. Can even close both positions, honestly, because if we make 100% plus, if we make $187 over here, we would be risking essentially, considering both plays, we would risk 185. We would make about 287, and then can even close this position at oops. Can even close this position at $50 loss, so it would still be up $100 and something. That's true. Netflix ER could have been a good double-ended play. Long-term bullish, short-term bearish. But it's an interesting move. It's actually like partially Professor Glass's idea, because we talked a few times and like me and Professor Glass were talking about it, and he was like, how come you're not playing Calendar? He was like, like really interested in stuff. And I told him I played it before in the past, but I never really liked Calendar because you have to be so precise with the time and the move and everything that a lot of times I'd rather just play directional spreads, like a call spread on the credit side or the debit side, mostly on the debit side, but then I was like, I was sitting there and I was just thinking, like, nothing better to do, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, wait, hold up, doesn't earnings run up the IV a lot, and calendars bank on decreased IV, but it doesn't really bank on it, but secretly it does. So that's how I kind of thought about this play, and we strategized a few times, and things look really interesting. Could see a huge potential to make money. Because we want to bank on calculated moves. Want to bank on calculated moves, man. Because what if, worst case scenario, it actually stays flat. It just like doesn't move in either direction. Then we'd be screwed. But yeah, so that's the 401 on both of those plays. You saw the charts. Maybe I should post the charts in the thing. So Facebook spot. Just build Iron Condor. Yeah, but the problem with this Iron Condor is you need a lot of margin. You need almost like, you need 1,192 margins, for the play. Whereas this, we're only gambling $185. So I'm working on like higher risk and reward. That's why I don't like to play Iron Condor as much. But I actually messaged Spindle the other day to play Iron Condor on Verizon. There are a few stocks that you could play Iron Condor on, and every once in a while I will play them. But most of the time I don't do it just because I don't have enough money in the degenerate account to do it. But Verizon was a pretty good to Iron Condor. It's a slow company, doesn't move as much. Was trading at 52.40s pre-market, like and then not pre-earnings, and then it hit 53.70s and came back down to 52.90. So within that dollar move, if you Iron Condor it like a dollar between 53.50s to 51.50s, you would have banked easy money. We got some other earnings coming up. Anything you guys want to take a look at? We have Alphabet, GE, Radon Technologies, Texas Instruments, 3M, Twitter. That's on Tuesday. Logitech as well. Got Ford GM, Boeing, Coca-Cola, ServiceNow, Bistro Myers. And then we got Apple on Thursday, Hype, Caterpillar, Merrick, and Starbucks, along with Alturia and Comcast. TSM again. Let's take a look. Haven't looked at TSM in a while. Are you still in TSM, Fiat World? So I don't know if you saw that. TSM hitting a little resistance on the daily over here. So it's hitting my yellow line and it's finding a little bit resistance there. We're struggling to break above that 116. Ideally, would love to see it come to like 120 level, but things are looking a little bit weak. I think I actually took profit on my remaining position as well on TSM. So we got a little bit crossover here. Money flow is about to cross over as well. I guess it makes sense for 117. Like if it's gonna break, it's gonna break to 120, right? There's no real level between that. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break to 120. If it doesn't break, it's gonna come back down to like 108, 109. Let me check the flow. I got you, man. This is actually a bearish move. This is a bullish move. There was some 117 calls this morning. Pretty mixed overall. This guy got wrecked. Interesting move here. Somebody bought the 100 calls at the ask for $20, so break even is 120. Stock price is 116, but they got 2-year time frame for a $4 premium. That's a good deal. Actually, some of you guys might not even understand what I'm talking about. But it's like it's a calculated move to buy equity without buying equity, pretty much when you go in the money. Let's look at Fort real quick. Ooh. So Fort's been having a very strong move with Tesla, hitting the double top here almost, man. So we'll see if it can break above or reject it. The last few earnings hasn't been too hot for Fort. I don't think it's gonna be too hot for them again. Despite all the good news about EVs and things like that, I think they're continuing to struggle with the supply chain issues, a lot of car inventory, and you know, inventory costs money, bro. Like, the longer you have something sitting in inventory, the more money it costs. So we could cool down a little bit here. But if there was a time for Ford to break out of the band, that would be it right there. Oops. Oh shoot, look, check this out. On this chart, I drew the symmetrical triangle before, and we actually did break out of that. Pretty wild. A little surprised we broke out of that. So that was the triangle here. It looked like we almost broke down, but we actually broke out of that trend line. Ooh, you sold cover call there. That would have been it. Goodbye, cover calls. So this might be something that I would like even sell calls on the upside on. Beer call spreads. When is the 4 earnings? Next Wednesday. That's a pretty reasonable risk reward. Betting it not to break above 1650. But yeah. I think that could happen. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here. We'll be back here Monday to talk about more stuff. We'll talk about some of the other earnings. We'll look at some of the more interesting things. Oh, ATVI. I got you, man. I almost ended the stream. I was like one click away. Wow, strong move. Very strong move. Then you guys asked about ATVI the other day. So I guess we kind of drew this. I felt like we drew this the other day, man. I don't remember what day it was on the stream, but let me see. Oh yeah, somebody asked about it on Tuesday, on the 20th. What is that? Wednesday. Somebody asked about on Wednesday, so it could potentially break out and hit the resistance around $85. Did we even hit that range? It's at 79 right now. So that was what I drew on Wednesday, October 20th. I thought it could potentially break out of here and hit that top range here. I mean, we also have this other range here as well, the smaller range, but this would be a longer term target going into earnings. We're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close. It's on the move there. So if you're in that bullish tray, good luck, brother. Hope that works out, man. That's it, guys. Looks like it's working out. TVI. I think it was either you or Darius, one of the other guys that was asking about it, and it kind of worked out pretty well. All right, boys. Have a good weekend, guys. Take care, man. We'll be back Monday. And thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us.